it is time once again for another game of SoloHammer. Space Marines versus Orkz. Today's game is actually very small, but it's very, tactical. We have about 380 points of models per army to our team. Yeah. Starting off with the Space Marines, we have our Force Commander. He has a Power Sword and a Storm Shield. He's leading 3 squads. Fire Team Beta, Charlie, and Delta. And Fire Team Delta is actually in charge of the Rhino. And it's just a Rhino, not a Command Rhino. I don't have the proper top bit, and I don't want it to look like a Predator, so that's the army. As for the Orkz, we have 1 War Boss. He's got a Big Shooter and Power Claw, because he's just that big. 1 unit of 10 shooters. A second unit of 10 shooters. And then the TRUKK, which has a 10-man squad of sluggers and choppers. It's just a Truck Boys, I think it's called. But we're going to have fun with this model today, I hope. We'll be using the 3rd edition rules for this game, as usual. And hope I get it done right. Of course, before we get started, nice. Alright, blue is Orkz, red is Blood Angels. Orkz go first. At the beginning of Orkz turn 1, they're going to move everything forward. To begin said movement, our Truck Boys are just going to take their Sally asses, are going to move up 11 inches. Any more than that, then they can't shoot out from the back. And they have sluggers, so they ain't going to shoot. The War Boss will follow behind, as well as the other 2 units of boys. And here they come. This mob of boys is going to fire everything they've got into Charlie's squad. Hitting on 5s. Okay. Winning on 4s. Alright. 3-up save. Oh, he lives. 5 of these Ork boys can barely see past the front of the truck, and they're trying to get in that same squad, hitting on 5s. That's bad. Winning on 4s. Okay. 3-up save. And he's fine. All of the sluggers in the truck are going to fire into that same unit. 5s to hit. That's a lot better. Forced wound. Alright, 3-up save. Oh, 2 dead Marines. 3 shots from the Big Shooter on the truck into that same unit. Hitting on 5s. Wounding on 4s. 3-up save. And 1 more dies. Die for the Orkz. They are not within charge range of anything, so they're just going to sit tight until their next round. Meanwhile, Space Marines, turn 1. The Marines have been told to hold their ground. As for the command vehicle, it's actually going to move around. The Rhino has moved around the barrier, tried to get behind the Orkz, while the remaining Marines hold their ground. Charlie's squad actually lost a lot of men in that last bout, so let's see if they run. No, they're fine. These 2 Marines are going to fire their bolters into this unit of boys, hitting on 3s. Rapid fire because they have not moved. And then strength 4 against toughness 4, so 4 is 2 wound. 6-up save. And 1 die. These 5 Marines are going to shoot through the building into the Orkz, because they can see them through the windows. And they're going to be doing the same thing. 3s and 4s. 6-up save. And 3 more die. It's supposed to be 4-up cover save, but it didn't even make that, so yeah, 3 die. The Rhino is going to fire through that tiny slit. It's I believe it's called the Hunter Killer missile, which is just a crack missile of some kind. The Rhino is going to fire its Storm Bolter into that unit of boys, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. 6-up save. Okay, 1 Ork died. Also, if you're wondering what I gave the Rhino, it's a Storm Bolted, like, sponson thingy or whatever, and the Hunter Killer missile thing. I don't know how it is. Alright, that's all the shooting I can do. They're not in range to do because combat, so we move back to Orkz turn 2. At the beginning of Orkz turn 2, we're going to disembark all of the Ork boys inside. With that entire mob now disembarked, we will now start moving. The boys see a nice unit that hasn't been crumped and they just want to destroy it. The Ork mob has moved up. This unit of boys will now move up. Actually, no, I think I'm going to move the truck first. That's better. Now everything else will move up. And then they all started shooting. We're going to start with this bunch. The sluggers, the pistols from the Ork unit into the Marines, hitting on 5s. Hitting on 4s. Nothing. The big shooter from the war boss and from the truck into the remaining unit of squad Charlie, hitting on 5s. Wounding on 3s. 3-up save. The Marine lives. 6 shots from these boys into that unit of 2 Marines, hitting on 5s. Wounding on 4s. Okay, 3-up save. It still lives. 9 shots from these guys into that same unit, trying to kill him, hitting on 5s. Wounding on 4s. 3-up save. And they will survive everything. Well, not everything. They're about to get absolutely clapped, but whatever. This mob of boys is going to charge into the Marines. Alright, let's see if we can get a wall going. So we take 2d6 and roll to compare it to the size of the mob. If it's equal to or nope, it doesn't go off. If it was equal to or lower, then it would go off. Since it's higher, it is not. Which means Orks do not get their double initiative. Oh well. Space Marines go first, not combat. Weapon skills 4 against 4, so 4 is to hit. And then 4 is to wound. No wounds. Alright, so for 1, they get 1 attack for charge. They have 2 attacks each, and they have a pistol weapon, which gives them another shot during combat. So that's 4 attacks per model, and there's 10. That's 40 attacks. If you can correct me about the pistol rule, if you can't, 40 attacks, hitting on 4s. Lovely. Wounding on 5s. Alright. 8 3-up saves. Okay. 2 die. That was a 3. And yeah. These Marines will take a leadership test because they lost that fight because they lost more than the Orks. Minus 3. So 8 minus 3. 5. Okay, they're fine. Okay. If there was any higher, they'd have to route and they'd be running. I've got to this, but the war boss was actually supposed to charge into these Marines because I want to get rid of them. So we're going to do that combat real quick. The Marines will attack first, hitting on 4s. And then strength. Oh lord. Strength 4 against toughness 5s. 5s to wound. 2 wound. 6-up save. He takes 2 wounds. The war boss is going to slap back with his power claw, hitting on 3s. Okay, wounding on 2s. Strength 10 against toughness 4. It's instant death. They're both dead. And that will give 1 point to the Orks for destroying a unit. War boss is going to consolidate his 3 inches just to get a little bit closer to the force commander. And that's how we're going to end Ork's turn 2. It's time for Space Marines turn 2. First, we're going to have our literal force commander just stare down the Ork war boss. So the only thing that can currently move in the Space Marine army is the Rhino. Before we start doing anything, we're actually going to disembark Squad Delta from the Rhino, so we can do other things with it. Hopefully. We will then move the Rhino. It's about 11 inches, about right there. This will also give us a bit of space so we can move our Marines up, just so we can leave some firepower in the background. And now we're going to fire everything into the back of this unit here. Alright, so we're going to try to destroy the truck. Hopefully. We're going to use the Hunter Killer Missile into the truck. Hitting on 3s. It hits. It's strength 8 plus 5. So that's 12? No. It's strength 13 into the rear armor of 10. So So it's greater. So that's a penetrating hit. I don't know what it's hitting. I made that damn thing. What is it going to do? Hit the rear axle? That thing will still keep running. All right, let's find out what it does. All right. 6. Vehicle destroyed. The vehicle's fuel and ammo detonates. I don't know how the hell it did that. Scattering flames, debris, 6-inch radius, measured from the vehicle's edge. Models in range suffer 1 wound on a roll of 4. God. Okay, so from the board's edge, every model within 6 inches, so that's... God's... Like 5 Orkz from there. 3... The War Boss. And the... Whoops. Alright, the 5 Orkz here on a 4-up, the die. 2 die. 3 here. 1 dies. The War Boss on a 4-up takes a wound. He takes a wound. Got to get saves. These 2 dudes from before. 6-up save. No, they're dead. The War Boss, 6-up save. He's fine. Our poor Force Commander. He's fine. Oh no, that's 4-up. He takes a wound. 3-up save. He's fine. The Ork has become terrain. The TRUKK has become terrain. Why can't I word today? The Stormbolter from the Rhino is going to go into the closest squad, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, 6-up save, 2 more Orks die. 2 of the Marines didn't move when they came out of the thing, so they get their rep fire, but everyone else gonna still try to get into that unit. Hitting on, God, 3s. Yes. And 4s to wound. Gimme. 6-up save. 2 more Orks die. Just realized 3 of the Orks in this mob actually will need to take a roll because they also were in 6 inches. So hitting on 4s. 1 takes a hit. 6-up save. No, he's dead. The Marines are not going to charge into the back of that unit. The Force Commander is going to charge into the War Boss. And then we're going to see how well this combat goes. Space Marine is going to go first, hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. Okay. 6-up save. No, okay, Ork die. The 2 remaining Orks we're going to get their rolls off, hitting on, God, 4s. And then wounding on 5. Nope, wounding on 4s too. Right. Alright, 1 wound. 3-up save. Oh, we got 1 dead Marine. Alright, so Orks got 1 wound in. Space Marines got 1 wound in. And we got to figure out who to win that fight, basically. Alright, Space Marines won that fight. Let's find out who... How far the Orks run. How far the Orks run. How tired am I today? Okay, they are running 6 inches. How far can the Space Marines catch them? Oh yeah, they're gone. So that's 1 point for the boys, and then 2 for the TRUKK. So 3 points for Space Marines. And then I'm just gonna, I guess just move these Marines back for now. Because I don't really want them to get into combat just yet. Because I know they will. But whatever. Alright, onto this glorious combat. Actually, hold on, let me just point him towards his enemy. Force Commander has 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. And then wounding on 4s. Boom. And power swords ignore armor saves. So our big old War Boss doesn't even get an armor save. He just gets, as in his terms, crumped. Deleting a Warlord, so we up to 6 to 1. We're gonna just consolidate towards this mess to see how well that goes. 3 attacks from the Orks into the... No, 3 attacks from these Marines into the Orks. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. Nothing. Now it's time for 30 attacks hitting on 4s. Lovely. Wounding on 4s. 3-up save. Okay, yeah, no, they're dead. So at the end of that mess, they'll consolidate in a second. But they got 1 point for deleting that unit, so they go from 1 to 2. Hopefully they can do better. At the beginning of the end, the end and the death, the Orkz are going to turn about and start moving themselves into positions to see if they can get those last, 4 points? Alright, these Orc boys are going to fire their shooters into the Marines hitting on 5s. Did I say 5s? I meant 4s. There was a 4 in that batch. Hold on. Alright, wounding on 4s. Not bad. 3-up save. Alright, 2 die. The Orcs with the choppers and the sluggers are going to fire into the Force Commander, hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 2 wounds. 3-up save. He takes a wound. And now we start charging things. Alright, we're going to try to get off a wall. These allows first. Oh, definitely. This unit. That's 1, and that's not even correctly rolled. Gimme. 1. Alright, their wall. That means they have initiative 4, which means they go at the same time as the, oh lord. Alright, so we're going to do this match first, hitting on 4s. Nice. And then wounding on 4s and 5s. Okay. 3-up save. And 1 dies. Does our Marine survive? 4 to 1, so it's -8, 4. Nope, that's higher. How far is he running? Nope. 7 inches. Do the Orcs catch up? No. It's a combat. Starting with the Orcs, hitting on 4s. Thank you. Wounding on 5s. Okay. 3-up save. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's dead. Alright, let's see how many he's able to kill before he falls. Alright, he has 3 attacks hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 6-up save. Alright, 2 die after he goes down. So at the end of that combat, they've got 3 points to their 2, so that's 5 to Space Marines, who are at 6. Here's the conundrum. I have 1 Marine and a tank left on the field. It's their turn. They're winning by 1 point. Should I just keep the game going? I'm gonna keep the game going. He can't use his thing, but I digress. But we're gonna see how many of these Orcs we can bring down before the end of the turn. Okay, so in the movement phase, I'm going to drive into the Orcs at full speed to do a morale and just do tank shock. Yeah, it can pile right through them. So, do they fail the morale? Alright, let me explain something real quick how this works. They succeeded on their leadership check. They didn't fail it. If they fail it, they would have been cowards and jumped out of the way. But when they succeed, they have the glory. If a unit passes a morale check against tank shock, any trooper that from that unit stands its path to the vehicle and shoots at it rather than move out of the way. Each model nominated for this heroic duty gets 1 shot at the tank as it heads towards him. He automatically hits, resolved his hit against the tank's front armor immediately. Then, unless the vehicle is destroyed, he gets crushed to death. So, a shooter is strength 4. The front armor of a Rhino is 11. If it was 10, they could possibly hit it on 6s. Yeah, not even the 6 will save you. All these Orcs hear is the sound of the Rhino being put into gear and accelerating at great speed as it just plows right through them. Then the Stormbolter from the Rhino is going to hit that exact same unit as well as the Space Marine, who's in range. 4 shots hitting on 3s. Winning on 4s. 6-up save. He's dead. This Orc needs to take a morale test. What is the morale of an Orc? 7? He's fine. And that's it. I can't do anything more. He's too far away to get into combat. He's a tank. The truck's gone. The war boss was destroyed. Who wins this game? So I don't typically go. We do 3 rounds per game. That's 1 turn. That's 3 turns per army. But at the end of turn 3 for the second player, that's the end of the game. So that would mean Space Marines 1 with 6 to Orkz 5. Alright. I wonder how that will actually play out. Like, does the Rhino drop down, our little Marine jump in, and then they just, peel out, leaving the Orkz behind? In any case, I'd like to personally thank you for joining us today. Comment down below your thoughts on this game and how it played out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.